Yo, we are back. The Juice Crew is back for episode number 4.
Yes, sir. We are here.
We are here. As you guys know, my name is D-Lo, along with my co-hosts Ty and Landon, and we are the Juice Crew. And as you guys can see to my left here, we have a special guest for you guys. Charlie, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
What's up?
I love it. I love the enthusiasm.
Before we get into it, don't let him act humble. This guy actually shot 85% from 3. Freshman year, the greatest shooter I've ever seen with my 2 eyes.
I mean, it's easy to shoot that when you take like 2 shots.
But shoot, look, we had Tommy. You know Tommy. Tommy been mentioning his podcast. He had a couple chances, not a lot, and he wasn't making the shot. So, you know.
Okay, I'm not going to talk shit. Here, but yeah.
But guys, without further ado, let's kick it off. I know you guys, we've been excited to have our first guest on, so let's kick it off with a cheers like we always do for every episode. So cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
But let's dive right into it. So, Charlie, I mean, let's take it back. Let's just clarify how you and, I guess, Ty and Landon, you guys really first officially met.
Me and Ty go way back. Me and Landon, we met in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Because we played against each other. Then we met in freshman year. Me and Ty played together since we were in 5th grade?
Yeah, at least 5th grade. Like
5th grade.
way back.
You played Northeastern, right?
Yep, Northeastern. Yeah, Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club Summer League. We played that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was just always crossing paths, playing with each other all throughout middle school. And then one day you go, yo, I'm going to Prentice Catholic. I was like, word, me too.
That's exactly how it went. And I think that was like, it's crazy how far it goes back and thinking about to where we are now. Because like we used to really like, yo, Charlie, I'm in Clifton. I really don't want to go all the way back to North to go back home. And I don't know what's going to be there. Y'all can I sleep over, bro? And bro, it's like family right here, this guy. Yo, I swear.
Me and D-Lo actually played against each other 8th grade. He beat me in the championship.
What was that?
Wait, in what? We did?
St. Leo's versus St. Phillips.
Oh, you were on St. Phillips?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at my face. I did not know that. So you played with Brandon and St. Phillips?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look. I got some stories now. Look. I didn't even know this, guys. This is completely unexpected, but I got some stories now to add here. Yeah, so we did play against each other in 8th grade. Yeah. I remember you were playing with Brandon and them. I remember you guys gave us our only loss that year too when we played you guys.
Yeah, I dropped 22 that game.
Charlie was busted.
I'm about to find the footage.
Yo, if someone has that footage, bro, that would be some good content.
I think I might.
Yo, if you can find that, send that to me for sure. But yeah, Charlie gave us our only loss. We literally went like 33-1 that season, bro.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yo, can I curse?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Y'all beat the shit out of us.
Dude, those were some fun games though. All of them went down pretty much to the wire though. I feel like it wasn't we didn't stomp y'all like we stomped some of them other teams though.
No. We were killing every team and we were like, oh, we're undefeated. Like we're the shit. We're the shit. We played them. We're thinking it's another game. We're gonna walk through them, and they wiped the floor. We're like, all right.
Shout out to my boy Nolan and Marcus too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro. My 2 guards. Those were my 2 guards we had, bro.
Like a big 3.
Yeah, we're a little big 3. Nothing crazy.
The thing is, like, I feel like at those stages, like having a big 3 is crazy.
Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Like at those ages, like, cause you really in basketball, one player could take over a game, let alone 3. Like
at that age, if you have a big 1, you're good.
Yeah,
and then 2 in D-Lo's situation, he grew up with them too. He has that chemistry. You got that at that early age. Yeah, you got them that 5 that play together. They know each other. I know what you like to do. I know what you like to do.
Yeah, trust me. I knew.
But I mean, so just kind of walk me through like, how has your relationship kind of evolved with us? I know, we kind of all met within, that middle school kind of gray area, 5th grade, middle school area. But how would you say all of our relationship has kind of evolved since then to now?
In high school, well, I mean, when you play sports in high school, you create like literally a brotherhood that you will never get rid of. So I feel like me, Ty, and Landon, we not only like played together, but we spent all day together. Right? From like freshman year to I'll say junior year until I stopped playing.
Right.
And we spent like I mean, I'm talking from 6 a.m. when we came in the morning to like 8 p.m. when we left practice. 4 days, 6 days a week. So like we really just became mad cool. And then me and you went to college with them, and then we got cool because of them. And then it's been love ever since.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now I remember thinking about like the high school days, like that would really be like a 12-hour day. Like it would just be like
we were pulling full time
and have energy all day long. Like it's crazy.
It never felt like it really like it wasn't 12 hours. Like it flew by, the days, like the weeks flew by, and I think about like playing basketball on a team. I feel like sometimes you have those moments where like, yo, we're just playing against coach, like, because you just have a rough practice and you just like, yo, we just need a strong team behind that, a brotherhood, people you get behind, and like, yo, we just gotta get through it. And so I miss those days for real.
I mean,
I still think back to those days. Those days are crazy.
Those days are crazy, but like you said, you really form a tight-knit bond with those guys, because it's just you're spending so much time with them, like you're very heavily reliant on each other. Like you guys are only going to have success together. Like your success is predicated on how well you guys mesh together. Obviously, you need talent, but the chemistry factor is a big thing. A lot of people don't take into account when they're thinking of teams. Chemistry is a huge component to win a championship. Because only one team can win a chip at the end of the day. Can win a county chip, can win a state chip. Only one team can do it, and that one team has to be clicking on all cylinders. You got to have the talent, and you got to be one unit. You got to be one cohesive unit at the end of the day. So it is cool to hear, your point of view and how you guys, how tight you guys were as a team. Unfortunately, I didn't, experience that with you guys. But you know what? Hey, we got some men's league experience together, though, Charlie. I mean, well, I'm not. I don't know if I should go into detail on that. I think let's just let the record speak for itself. I think I made it an all right choice. But Charlie, we got some rock on some men's league team together with, over in Millennial for sure. I think we played on about now it was like 3 teams. I think it was like 3 teams we played, 3 or 4. Yeah, I'll be having Charlie rock out, man.
100%. I'm not a ball player no more. Let's be real. I'm not a ball player no more. But like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Charlie was cool with you. I think that when I like formally met you for real, it was I think it was at Ravine, and we were playing, and this guy Charlie was hitting. He's hitting threes, whap, and he knew
must have been a good thing.
He was whapping threes at Ravine, and then I mean he already knew Landon and Ty. So I'm like, yo, like let's get Charlie on the team. Like, why let's add Charlie to the team. Let's see what we can do. He's a shooter. He can space the floor with Tommy and things of that nature. And it's been rolling ever since. It's been clicking. I mean, so it's been a good experience for me. Having fun with the men's league with all you guys, man, for sure. But
they don't know about Charlie the fall ball days, the Patterson Players fall ball league. Yo, that league, and it's going on. I think right now or right it happened. Like that fall ball league I feel like was one of the more iconic like fall ball leagues to be in Jersey. And I remember it was one game, and sometimes to be those games, like it's fall ball, so like everybody can't be there. You try to piece together teams week to week sometime.
And it was just one of 6 players, you might have 10.
Yeah, you don't know who's gonna pull up. And it was one of those games, Charlie, remember? It was just like, I don't know why, it was like maybe 5 or 6 of us. My brother was coaching, like and we had
no team.
And Charlie, we just did we win that game? I think we either won or win.
It was against DePaul, and I think we won that game. If not, we got close.
Yeah, that was.
It was just we were hitting. Like it was clicking.
Yeah, the type of threes that you hit it, and then they call a timeout, and so you feel like you forced the timeout, and you coming up.
I still have that clip on my phone.
Yeah, Charlie got a lot of footage now.
I hit a 3, they call timeout, and me and Ty walk, and we give each other a look, and we give each other the smoothest high five I've ever felt.
That's
like
tough.
I never felt like more of a man.
So I mean, Charlie, I know hooping was your thing, but did you ever play any other sports growing up, really, or was it just basketball?
I mean, I tried everything, but like basketball was the only thing that stuck.
Yeah,
it was. Basketball was the only thing that stuck in terms of like long term. But I tried soccer. I hated.
Really?
Sorry, but soccer I hated. Baseball was boring. Basketball was something that just drew me to it.
So what about, what was it about basketball that made you fall in love with it?
I can't even explain it. It's so much better than every other sport.
I agree.
Sometimes it's like seeing the ball go through the net. I feel like that, especially when you like
when you guys score.
It's just and a tough bucket, like a tough.
My
bucket.
favorite part is every time you score, you got to keep that straight face.
Yeah. You run back like that could have been your only bucket of the season. Yeah. You got to run back like that's normal.
Yeah, you gotta look like this is every day. I do this, I get buckets. You can't smile. You know, you can do some celebration.
That run back to defense after you score is like a quick 2 seconds of like bliss.
Right, being on top of the world.
Hold on. Any of y'all ever hit your shot knowing you're supposed to be in a press right after the shot, a full court press, and you start running in the back, and the coach like, get back in the press.
What the fuck are you doing? We in the press. What the fuck are you doing?
One of them stops you.
I'm like the opposite way. I'm always getting caught underneath the rim trying to do a celebration, and coach is like, Landon, get back. And I'm under there, yelling all that kind of stuff. But
now, Landon is a big on the ball right after he scores first. And Landon, he's going to be doing jumping jacks in front of the ball right now.
He's like, I want it back now.
My thing is, I don't feel like running after I try getting a bucket. So if I stay on the ball, do a little bit of jumping jacks, you know, I'll be able to get by that way. But,
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned, basketball being your favorite sport and the reasons why. I mean, I kind of harped on this in a previous episode. Basketball, there's a recognition, I feel like, with basketball that some other sports don't really encompass. But it also has like a physicality to it. It also has, like conditioning to it. Like football, some people don't like football because it's too physical. Some people don't like soccer because maybe you don't get that type of recognition as often because scoring goals is tough. Whereas basketball, you get a good amount of opportunity to kind of score it and feel like you're recognized as a person out there on the court.
Yeah, I think basketball has a good balance of everything.
Exactly. And you're also, you still got that team environment, and there's not too many people on the team, and you're usually running anywhere from 10 to 15 heads on the team. So you're kind of cool with everybody. So I think that, basketball honestly has kind of a perfect blend compared to some of the other sports when you take everything into account honestly at the end of the day.
Right about that. I mean, you also have to look. There's 5-on-5, so it's not football when it's 11-on-11. You got these pads and helmets, so it's like, I see your number, but I can't see your face. So if you're scoring 30. And it's only 5 on the team at the time.
They don't know.
Everybody's seeing, all the girls in the stands, coaches, all that kind of stuff.
No helmet on there to hide your face or nothing. You know exactly who scored 30 last night. Like, yo, that's the guy who got me 30. You don't have to try to, hey, is that the guy? You don't have to know him by number. You see him right there walking. Okay, that's the dude that we need to worry about at the end of the day.
Until it's the guy that, like, they were looking for who he scored the 30 on. Like, if you ever happen to be on the other side, it's fine.
You can't hide.
Who was guarding him?
You can't hide. That's for sure.
That's the worst feeling ever. Somebody yelling out, "Hey, who's guarding that guy?" And you know it's you. It's just like,
thank God I never experienced that. I was never the defensive person of the team, so I never got that.
You know what?
Put in that situation.
There are definitely pros to not being a great defender because you know why? You don't got to guard the other player's best offensive player. So it's like, okay, I can kind of just chill out here. Like I'm gonna just do my thing. Whereas if you're a good defensive player, like, man, I gotta go against him. Like this guy's dropping 25 a night. I gotta go against him.
There's been a couple of days where I've been seeing some like 6'6", 225, and I'm like 6'2", buck 75 maybe.
And you looking around, you're like, I'm the only one.
Hell, that's a work boot day. I'm sure you bring your work boots in that day, your hard ass, your lunchbox, all that. It's time to go to work that day for sure.
Yeah, love talking like the hoops and the basketball inspiration. One thing I think that we all know about sports is I feel like it teaches you like a work ethic, like just like you get the mentality that like, yo, it ain't shit I really want to fail at. Like whether that be, I'm doing in career, if I want to work and grind at a project. And Charlie, I know that's something with you. And so I wanted to change gears a little bit and dive in a little bit, like your entrepreneurial interests, like what made you want to start BuyTheVilla? And like, why the resale business? What did you feel like was broken there that some other resellers or resale shops were doing that what they weren't doing that you could be doing better? And like, kind of how you felt that you could leverage that. I want to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted something that I can be creative and that I could like really flex that. And I thought about all different industries. I was in the fitness industry. I was doing all these different things. But like sneakers and fashion is something that's interchangeable. It's in hip hop, it's in sports. I could let my creativity run to any industry that I want, as long as it's surrounded around the fashion industry. And like, I'm not gonna be a designer. I didn't want to be like a fashion person who dresses people. Like, it's like, all right, let me do the store. I was always into sneakers. Basketball and sneakers go hand in hand. So like I remember Landon knows we were sneakerheads in high school. We were literally buying and selling in PC. And so I was like, all right, let me do that. It's a hustle. I can have a set schedule every day, and I go to the shop, I work the shop, and then I can let my creativity run. And one thing I feel like is that, one, I hate the sneaker game. I'm not gonna lie.
It's tedious.
I fucking hate it. It's so greedy, superficial, all this other shit, and I want to like bring some fun to it, and like I don't know, build a bigger brand that's like we're not about the money. It's about the creativity and just the actual camaraderie of sneakers, the way it used to be when I was in high school. Now it's all about this shoe's $500. Give me $500. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was just my biggest thing is I hate the greed, because I came from the fitness industry where I was a trainer. I was making people's day better. I was helping them get better. And I kind of miss that. I'm gonna, I always say eventually I'll go back to doing something in that capacity. But like, how can I bring that attitude to sneakers and fashion, whatever, right?
And within, I just want to like follow up on that point real quick, like the whole like you got the greed aspect, or like just like the chances of like being selected, and then you have the bots and everything that go into it nowadays. Like, how do you feel like? How do we get there? How do we get to this point? Is it how much of it is the brand of the sneaker, or the artist, or like the celebrity that's behind the sneaker pushing that, versus like the actual creativity behind the shoe? Like I'm trying to think about like, because I think that's a great point you make on the creativity piece, and like I feel like a lot of like the local designers, and I know you do a lot of consignment, like are kind of hidden because everybody's just following the biggest trend, the biggest celebrity and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it has everything to do with just like social media. Social media is all about showing off, and what's the easiest way to show off is wear a brand that everybody knows. Yeah. So that kind of played a big factor, and I think of like now it's not so much about like does the shoe go with the fit. It's all right. Is the brand going to get clicks? Is the brand going to get likes?
Right.
Am I going to get complimented, or am I not? You know what I mean? And so I think with people everyone tries to start a clothing brand, but it's tough when you're competing against all these giant brands that are partnering with Nike and Jordan, and you just can't get past that.
Right.
So.
Not for sure.
It's hard.
I mean, everything definitely is, has a name attached to it. I feel like, you hit the head right on the nail with talking about social media. Everybody wants to show off for social media, So when Travis Scott drops a pair of Jordan 1s, he does a collab with them, whatever. Everybody wants to post that. Everybody wants to, everyone wants to show off, show that, hey, look what I got on social media. They want to post a picture with the new coolest and trendy things and things of that nature, because they want to kind of, they want to feel recognized.
Yeah.
Also, they want to feel like there's somebody at the end of the day. They want to feel like they have something that somebody may not have. And I think that's a big reason why the sneaker game and the sneaker industry is so hectic now. Like you can't get your hands on anything. Like it's crazy. But if you want to get your hands on something, you know where to go. Charlie, well, first of all, shout out this is the guy. Shout out your address real quick. Let them know where you're located as well, real quick.
52 Chestnut Street in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Online website, BuyTheVilla.com.
Yes, sir. And like you said before, everything's about an experience.
Yeah.
When you go into his shop, trust me, guys, I'm not going to spill too much tea. Check out his shop. Yeah. You will feel like it's a different vibe in there. Like I've never seen a store put together so everything was thought through. Like guys, like tell me his store isn't one of the coolest stores to go out there and just, even if you're not even buying anything, just going around and looking like, oh, this is a cool ass store. This is a good experience for going to.
Professional setup, 100%. And also, Charlie knows I'm in the sneaker game and fashion. I've been to
Tyler, Landon the Flies guy.
It's not getting started.
But since we were kids, like let's be real.
Don't listen to him. But I've been to my handful of sneaker stores, and I'm always looking at these prices and their selection, and it's just like, man, they're all just about trying to make maximum profit and just trying to resell at the highest value. I walk into the Villa, they work with you, they're down to make deals with you, they'll trade with you, they'll do, they really work with you to make sure that your experience is, the best it can be, and that you come back a second time.
Yeah.
Right. So Charlie, so you played sports, obviously. You played basketball at PC. Did any lesson that you got from sports, did you take anything from that team camaraderie, or any lessons that you learned from sports into what you do now with the Villa, or anything, any characteristics that you brought
Yeah, for sure. I think surrounding yourself with a good team is important, and I learned that from sports. Like, you could have a star player, but if his team is trash, team's only going so far. So it's all about creating a team that complements each other and works well together. And then I think work ethic in general. One thing I always realize with sports is that you could, bust your ass and work hard, but sports are political. So like you can put in all this time and you still won't get playing time if so and so's parents did so and so with the coach. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other factors that are out of your control. But like your life and your career and stuff, that's all in your control. So like the amount of time you put in is what you'll get out. And so I think that's like one thing I picked up. I guess you wouldn't say on like a negative side, but just like one thing different that you can pivot towards from sports to career.
Yep. And I definitely like want to follow up on that because we mentioned social media a little bit, and like we know TikTok and like there was like, so y'all probably seeing a lot more activity from the Juice Crew on TikTok, and I would be like, it's really from the advice of this man right here. Like, 100%. You figured out how to utilize a tool being TikTok and like social media and thinking about that. What about that platform made you like cater to it, and how has that allowed you to build your following across the other platforms?
TikTok is so brilliant with their algorithm. It's the only platform that's quantity over quality. So as long as you post daily, they're gonna continuously try to push your content out until something hits. And then once something hits, you just continue with that, and then it's an exponential growth. So TikTok is the only platform that I think that you can really experience some serious growth. And then if you just bleed that through to your Instagram and your other platforms, then you're golden. But TikTok right now is king. TikTok is every brand is on TikTok, every celebrity is on TikTok, everybody's trying to get famous on TikTok.
Yep.
But if you just stick to it and you learn, you sort of study, just like you study film and sports. Like I hate, this is the podcast, but just like studying film and sports, it's like you study what other people are doing that's working, and then you apply that to yours, and you'll it'll go crazy.
Boy, you want to talk about film? I be in the lab watching film. I'm sitting up late at night before I go to bed watching TikToks for an hour, trying to just spark some inspiration. Find something that hey, maybe we can like twist this up a little bit. I've checked out his page numerous of times, looking at different sounds to use and things of that nature. Just trying to spark ideas in my own head for stuff for us to use, because obviously our TikToks are going to be a little different. You're catering more towards that, the sneaker stuff, clothing, and we're catering more toward the sports side of things.
Your niche is way bigger than what I am, so you have way higher ceiling because everybody watches sports. Everybody in some capacity is into sports or knows sports.
Right.
Not everybody gives a shit about sneakers or clothing. So you guys have such a greater potential in terms of capacity of followers that TikTok it's all about sound.
Yeah,
you scroll through TikTok, if you hear a sound 3 times, you click on it, and if there's a shit ton of videos being made to it, make the sound. Figure out how to relate it to you, and you're golden. Do that every day, and you're fine.
You guys have definitely made, you guys have definitely hit your niche, though.
Yeah.
Go check out their TikToks, bro. They're hilarious. What is it? At the Villa?
At BuyTheVilla, yeah.
Okay, the Villa. Yeah,
you want to be entertained, want to go laugh, just see something creative. Definitely look at his TikToks. He's the TikTok king.
Yeah,
no, he definitely is.
I gotta chalk it up to my team too. Me, MJ, and Miller. We just know what to do when we hear a sound.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I actually talk a little bit about your team that you have over there too. If you want to give some shout outs to some of the guys you work with, and just talk about a little bit of your relationships.
Miller and MJ. Miller has been my best friend for years. MJ, I knew through Miller, but MJ, went viral on TikTok, and he's TikTok famous. Let's be real, he's got 360,000 followers.
Wow.
So he's doing something right. So it was originally just me and Miller. I wanted to start a store. I needed somebody to work there with me. I was like, he's perfect. He's my best friend. We'll work together. And then MJ started coming around and started helping us with the TikTok. And then eventually it was just like, all right, come on full time. Let's do this. And then it's just been us 3. But yeah, they helped me out so much. I wouldn't be able to run the store without them.
Right. That's cool that you bring that up. It's the same thing with us, kind of we kind of got it. They got their own little team. We got our own little team. It's just, it's just nice to see that we still bring that team aspect into things, and coming together as a cohesive unit to try to create one final product at the end of the day. Obviously sports has had an effect on all of our lives because we're all still doing it at the end of the day. So that's just one cool
100%.
factor to think about. But so let's kind of get into let's talk about some upcoming things that you have for your shop. What are some things that you have? I don't want to get into it too much, but
no. We just dropped mystery boxes, vintage mystery boxes.
Okay.
That's doing well. So we're gonna start pushing that a little bit more, testing that out. But the biggest thing is probably our own clothing line, like our own, I guess you would call it merch, but I really want to do like monthly drops. I want to get creative with it. I want it to be like you don't realize it's from us. Like different colors, different themes, different everything. Do monthly drops. And I want it to go crazy. I mean, with the following we have, I think it could really do well.
Right.
Clothing brands would kill to have the following we had when they first get started. So that's what our focus on. But that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. No, as you know, we've been kind of teasing these T-shirts of ours, which you could see the guys have their shirts on. But like we know that this is such a tough process, and then I know we talked about this a little bit, but. Like, and going into that merch process, like, and I know you're big, like, on perfection, like, or almost a perfectionist. Like, you want every little detail. Yeah. You want every detail to be perfect. So kind of walk us through your journey so far on that. Like, from finding, like, the blanks and the samples you wanted to the design aspect, where you want to put stuff like.
Yeah, well, the design aspect was easy for the first drop because we're just doing, like, a basic Villa t-shirt, like almost like a what you would call like a Supreme box logo, where it's just a logo, just to get it out there, and that'll be like the first of the 101, only one time. It's like a basic tee, so that one was easy because it was just the shirts that we ended up wearing on grand opening, and just mass producing that. But like the biggest thing I felt like is quality. Like there's a lot of streetwear brands out here that don't care about quality; it's all about hype. Yeah. And it's just like I see people's disappointment when they come into the shop and they're like, "Damn it, it feels like this." Like this $100 t-shirt is this, and I'm like, yeah. So I really like stressed quality and trying to find the right blanks, and I even thought about doing like cut and sew, and I've been working on it since June, and it's October.
Yeah.
Then just to speak on your point with the quality, I mean, you hit nail right on the head. Some of these expensive t-shirts are made on they're being very cheap to make, and you'll wear it maybe once or twice and the shirt's done. You get a quality t-shirt. Now I'm pushing the Villa merch, for years because this t-shirt never failed on me. I'm wearing it to the park. I'm wearing it to the grocery store, wearing it to a party. So,
exactly. Quality is definitely important when it comes to clothing because, if you're going to charge a lot, you got to make sure they can use it a lot.
For sure.
Especially when washing and everything.
For sure. And I don't think people understand how complex, pushing merch is. Like, there's a lot more that, like, while we're starting to figure that out on our own, but there's a lot more that goes into it than just, let me look up some blanks and let me order them and let's just push it.
It's almost like a hidden secret that, like, nobody knows the answer to.
Exactly. There's a lot that goes into it, and if you want a good brand, quality brand, it's going to take some time. You can't just, just all of a sudden wake up one day and say, hey, like, I'm going to do this today. Like, you got to plan out. You got to get everything together. Logistically, you got to get that right because, you're obviously getting the blanks from somewhere a lot of times. So you just got to kind of figure out your whole business plan and your business model. Once you want to go with that, I don't know if you want to speak a little bit on that too, Ty, from our own experiences, even trying to do some of that.
Yeah, man, it's tough because you want to think about, like, for me, and that's like where me and Charlie, I feel like our minds always collide. Like it's more about like the value to the actual customer or consumer. Like, we had a friend when we were making these t-shirts, we just wore them to like a cookout event, just testing something out. Everybody's like, oh, I want a t-shirt. When can I get one? And I know that happened on their grand opening too, when they were just wearing their shirts. And you're like, damn, I wish next week I could just have an order of everything just ready for y'all. But I'm like, I like what we did, but it was really just prototype style. So like now I want to find the right material, the right quality and all of that. And then when you find that, then like who's gonna print on it? Like, do you do direct to garment? Like, it's so many like little details like that.
And even knowing the audience too, like everybody can say, "Hey man, look, like let me get a T-shirt." But once you actually make them and produce them,
it's always a fraction of who said it. Right? If you get 10 people to say, "Oh, let me get a T-shirt," one's gonna buy. Right? Yeah. It's annoying.
Where was the love? Where's the love, y'all? Where is the love?
Where's the love when the wallet comes out?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of things about this T-shirt business that I didn't know about. You know, like me and Ty just went shopping around looking for places to print blanks on, and you know, he's talking about, you know, like
direct to garment,
all this other terminology.
Screen print, direct to garment.
I had no idea about any of that beforehand, because I'm not, you know, I was never experienced in any type of, you know, design wear or anything like that, obviously. Like, so I'm really trying to, you know, figure it out. That's why we're going out, we're asking people like, hey, like, and comparing prices and things of that nature. We're trying to learn on the fly, really. We're really trying to learn on the fly, which is why you people stop messing with us. You'll get your shirts when they come out. You'll get them.
They're on the way soon. Trust me, you guys gonna be fresh, just like us. We're gonna take care of everybody, and we all gonna be in Juice Crew merch.
Shout out to my boy Joel and B real quick. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust that process. I don't know if we could trust their process, but hey.
NBA season is definitely coming up. Charlie, just to like round out like a little bit of kind of, you got the shop, you started it, you know, great following, you built it all organically, like great team working on it. Thinking about scale, where do you want to go? Could you see yourself opening up another shop in another location? Could you see yourself like partnering? Like, where do you want to take this brand? Do you want to take it more to like something digital and just continue this online following?
I would do more. I think my goal is now pivoting, where it's like, I don't think I'll ever do a second location. I mean, we'll see how time goes. I think it'll always be one location as a destination. And I think it's going to pivot into, all right, how can I make it a larger brand that offers more, diversifies, you know, what we offer and things like that. And it'll be less of just like, oh, just a sneaker shop, and more of like, oh, a brand, a streetwear brand or whatever the case may be. So I think that's what I've been trying to look into recently is, all right, now that we have this following, how do we grow it even bigger? And then how do we pivot into like, not a digital space, but just like I guess like online, you know, and how do I expand the brand that way so that we're not just some store that, you know, relies on foot traffic and stuff like that, but we're a brand that can offer things that are, you know, memberships or this or that or whatever the case may be, and how to, you know, properly roll that out.
Right. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. So guys, I think we're going to introduce our first time a segment. It's a new segment to the Juice Crew podcast.
Oh God.
And it's called Start, Cut, or Bench. D-Lo, what are we doing in this segment?
So, I mean, I know most of you guys have seen the viral start, cut, bench thing on Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature. You know, you get 3 options. You choose one to start. Who would your number one option be? Who would be your starter? Who are you benching? You know, basically your second option. You know, who falls in that middle ground, and then who are you benching? Who are you kind of just completely forgetting about? Like, you like I'm sitting you. I'm sitting you. Right at the end of the day, it's time to bring them scissors out. We're cutting them. So we'll start off. We'll do 2 rounds, 2 quick rounds. Just to kind of
all answer.
Yeah, just to get this segment kind of flowing. But I guess the first one is, all right, we're gonna go to 3 basketball players here first. So we're gonna start, cut, or bench LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, or Kevin Durant. What you think, Charlie? Who you starting? Who you cutting? Who you benching?
First of all, I feel a lot of pressure.
We're all just looking at you like.
Hey, you can't go wrong with any of these 3. Honestly,
You can't. After I answer this, though, I'm gonna bring up a 3 that I read last night when you sent me the document that I don't think is gonna be popular, but I'm gonna say,
And you also got to think of the fans of those players, because they might have some backlash for you. Just so you could think.
I don't give a fuck. Shit.
I love it.
Shit to me.
I love it.
I don't read comments. See, Giannis, I want to say start because he just won a chip.
He said crown me.
You got Giannis out here looking like he
just won a chip. And let's be real, he really carried them to a chip.
He did.
KD's won championships, but like it hasn't been him carrying. It's been a collective team unit LeBron is carried, but LeBron's in his, LeBron's in his twilight years. Let's be real.
Yeah, like 36, 37.
I might cut LeBron because he's older. If I'm talking like building a franchise, I'm trying to build for like 10 years. LeBron's gonna have max 5. 4.
Yeah, it's still even crazy to say.
If that, he got wrinkles now. You see the Laker pictures? He's got wrinkles now.
He's trying to hide the gray in the beard with all that Beijing.
If it was
not fooling nobody. I'm on that.
If it was LeBron like 3 years ago or sooner, he's getting started automatically. But like he's in his later years. I guess I have to cut him. We'll bench KD. And I'm gonna I don't know if because Giannis is good and he dominates, but like he has no bag.
He doesn't at all.
How important is the bag?
Were you stressing how important is the bag?
You know what? I'm going to start Giannis because you know what? He did win a chip.
Dominance.
I don't want to say by himself, but he was
dominant.
Yeah.
He was dominant, bro. He had 15 and 5 in the finals.
Yeah.
Like,
that performance alone, like, all right. Right now in this moment, he's got to start.
For sure. Yeah, this is definitely a tough question for me as well because I love all three. Like, I don't think you can really go wrong with all three. For this purpose, I love LeBron. I really do. Like, he's the smartest basketball player probably in the world ever. Yeah, like you can't match his IQ out there on the court. But he's at this point in their careers, he's just not Giannis and KD from a physical standpoint. Now, his mental can still get him there, and he has a team around him to still pull off a championship. But his physicality, and he's still one of the top 5 probably most physically gifted players still in the NBA right now.
I mean, listen, I want him to win another one.
Yeah, like, I want him to too. I wouldn't mind seeing him catch or pass even Jordan. Because that makes for even greater debate at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But for intents purposes, I think I'm gonna have to cut LeBron as well, and then I think I'm gonna have to go with benching Giannis. I'm going to take the bag factor into a little bit. I think he is a dominant force. I think he has a case for being the best player in the world. He obviously did just come off a championship. But I think KD's just built a little differently. And I think KD was literally a toenail away from knocking off Giannis and heading to the championship, honestly, at the end of the day.
Size 18.
Oh my gosh.
15 or something.
I can't get mad at that. Yeah.
Like, and he was literally just gassed after that. He just didn't have enough in the tank left to finish them out in overtime. Milwaukee won him. Harden had his hamstring injury. No Kyrie, things of that nature.
Joe Harris won.
Joe Harris was MIA. So
KD out a little bit.
Like, it was ridiculous. So I'm gonna bench Giannis and I'm gonna start KD. So I'll go start KD, bench Giannis, cut LeBron.
I think
let's hear it, Brooklyn Nets fan.
Yeah. I mean, they saw me wearing my KD jersey, so they already. I think they already know the answer. I'm gonna keep it real simple though. I think the surprise is gonna come. I'm actually gonna start KD. Obviously, I'm gonna bench LeBron, and I'm cutting Giannis. I don't like LeBron is just one of the most gifted. He's one of the most gifted basketball players I've ever seen do it year in year out. As much as I've hated seeing it over the years because. Haven't been like I feel like I've always been against him because I'm like rooting for KD and people always talk about that rivalry. But give me some LeBron on the bench and I'll cut Giannis. Even though great performance, it's hard though. It's tough.
No matter who you choose, you bring up great points.
Yeah,
right. These are three great players. These are the three best players in the NBA right now. Let's be honest. Like
you throw a little Steph in there, you right outside there. But that's the best of the best. But just so, be a little different here.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to start year, 19?
19,
baby. What's up? Even though he is the old man, yes. But if I'm starting a franchise, granted I won't have the long run, but my run with Bron, I'm going to make a lot of money with him because we're going to sell out a lot of games. And what I love about LeBron is if I'm the GM, I know I could take a year off. LeBron's going to be the GM that year. So I can sit back in my office. He's going to recruit his ass off. He's going to bring the ADs. He's going to bring the rest with him. Probably bench KD, even though KD, I think,
different.
I can't even put it in words. But anyways, KD, I call him a wizard because when you just watch him, he just does stuff that, nobody else in the world can do. 7 foot, he's handling 50, 40, 90. You could put it on the ground. He could post up with you. He could shoot the long ball. So it sounds crazy that I said all that and I'm benching him, and then I'm cutting The Finals MVP. That's a crazy list. But
let me tell you though, I agree with LeBron starting because you mentioned the bag. Like I'm talking money.
Yeah,
I'm about my money. I'm a bag chaser. I would totally do that.
Yeah,
just to make money.
Just to make the money, and you don't know you're gonna get the deep playoff run because he did lose in the first round last year. But his track record says he's gonna. He's good for a long playoff run and a cut every other year or something. So.
I mean, that was the first time he got knocked out in the first round ever.
Yep.
It took an ankle injury that he was nursing for him to get knocked out, and AD had to get hurt.
And the team that went to the finals.
And they took him to 6.
Yeah. It was unfortunate.
It was
like you had Devin Booker playing out his mind, CP
that was
being a general Aiton, doing his thing.
That was incredible.
That was a good team.
Yeah.
All right, so last round here.
Wait. Let me wait. I mentioned. You guys mentioned 3 last night. It was Russ, Damon, and Kyrie.
Ooh.
Let's just go to that one. Let's get this thing going.
Okay. We don't gotta talk about that.
Let's do it. So it was Russ, Kyrie, and Dame.
And I don't know who I'm starting, who I'm benching, and I might get kicked out right now, but I'm cutting Kyrie.
Oh, yeah, you got to get the hell out of my house, bro. Get the hell out of here, bro.
You wanna know why?
Kyrie
You wanna know why?
Oh my God.
Because he's not gonna show up.
No.
He's not gonna show up to home games.
Well, you know what? I can't.
You're talking about I'm gonna start him for 44 games?
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at it like that.
When it comes to pure skill and playing, yeah, he's starting. But like, his off the court shenanigans, come on.
Yeah.
I have to cut him.
He's taking personal days.
He's taking personal days.
I agree.
He literally got asked, "Are you coming to the home games this year?" And he said, "I'll see how I feel."
And the craziest thing too, it's like I don't want to speak for him because I do not know Kyrie.
I'll speak for him.
I don't want to say his mind's not into it, but you got to think. He's thinking about other things, and he's still doing what he's doing on the basketball court. Like he's offensively gifted, but to his point,
is he going to show up?
Is he going to show up? Yeah.
And that's why I would cut him. That's all I wanted to say.
That's all you wanted to
That's all I wanted to say. I just want to get that off my chest.
All right, so you're cutting my main man. Who you starting? Who you mentioned that?
Not because of his skill.
Yeah.
I get that. I have an emotional attachment with Kyrie. That's
I feel the hatred coming from Ty right now.
It's just a Jersey guy, and I don't know.
I know, and that's what kills me. Is he's from our area, not even from Jersey, our area.
We got to see him face to face. We were face to face with him at the other day at West Orange High School.
He's a hometown hero, and then he pulls shit like that and makes us look bad, and I think that's what pisses me off.
I get you. I can't be mad at your point. I think that like Kyrie sometimes is at a different he just feels like he's at a different mental level than the rest of the world sometimes, and I can't be mad when people get You think you're better than me or something? Yeah, but I think he's a good dude. Like when I saw him at that event, and we just were like he was like the causes, and he's like a great philanthropic guy. It's just that he wants to do too much. I think
he's a great person. He's a great person. Does a lot. I'm not knocking that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have a job.
Yeah.
Like if one of us just said fuck it and didn't go to work,
get fired.
We get fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you gotta handle business.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's just
and to build on your point too, it's Kyrie Irving. Like who doesn't want to watch that in person?
Yeah.
So a lot of people come out just to see that show.
He's got fans at home. He's got little kid fans. He's got his teammates who are relying on him to not only win but to put on a show because they're his favorite player.
Right. And
he's just like, nah.
I don't think he realizes sometimes the impact he has when he's on the court. Like I know he always talks a wider range of things. He always talks about things are more important than just basketball.
And they are, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I'm the first one to say that.
Yeah, of course. But you have this platform. Basketball is your platform to where you have to impact the world. Like this is what gave you a platform. This is the stage you have to impact the world. Without basketball, I don't know if Kyrie, you're not able to impact the world like he is now without basketball at the end of the day, because no one would know who Kyrie Irving is at the end of the day.
It gave him his platform.
Exactly. But who are you starting in? All right, so we got Kyrie. Who are you starting in?
I just want to say, I don't hate Kyrie.
No.
It's all love.
I'm a big fan. That's why I get mad. I'm a big fan.
I feel you.
Russ and Dame, I want to say I'm starting Dame, but I'm really interested to see how Russ plays this year. And then I think my answer might change depending on how he plays.
Right.
But I think right now Dame, because Dame is different.
Dame is different. Dame is different. Well,
that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
No, I think that was good. I think that was like a good, like, I mean, obviously it's gonna go back and forth depending on the skill, but availability. They say the best ability is availability. So can't be mad at that point for sure. Would love to finish that. We have some more coming for you guys on that segment, but in interest of time, we have some special announcement to make. We're super proud and happy to be here with our guys, our first guest. We told y'all when we started this what we were most excited for.
Yes,
the interview is being able to chop it up with our guests here. And now we can officially announce it. We are going to be partnering up with BuyTheVilla on an episode-by-episode basis, doing a read, making sure that you guys are aware of their platform, be able to get all your resale needs, buy, sell, trade, where the shop is. They got an online platform. Charlie's going to tell you more about it. But before that, make sure you guys have us followed at everything at the.juicecrew, the Juice Crew podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google platforms as well for the audio, and then YouTube, the links in our bio for all our socials. But we're going to give the last word to our guest and my guy, Charlie. Thank you for the sponsorship and the partnership.
For sure.
But
I appreciate y'all.
We're going to let him read the promotional tag.
I'm reading this?
Yes, you're doing the read, my guy.
You get to introduce it now.
Here we go.
All right, wait. Let me just say the last part. Let me just plug the website and the Instagram, and then let them take it from there.
Gotcha. That works.
Yeah, because I'm a choke. But just follow the store on Instagram and TikTok at BuyTheVilla. That's BuyTheVilla, and then our website, which we ship domestically and internationally, at www.com. BuyTheVilla.com. See, this is why I didn't want to read it. www.buythevilla.com. BuyTheVilla.com.
And then just before we go, I said this last episode, but check the store out. This is the guy to go to. I promise you.
That,
great prices. You're gonna get all that drip. You're gonna stay up with the latest trends. He's gonna take care of you. I wouldn't lie to you guys.
Definitely wouldn't. And with that being said, this episode is sponsored and brought to you by BuyTheVilla. The Villa is a sneaker, streetwear, and vintage clothing street band located in Ridgewood, New Jersey. The Villa carries the most exclusive, sought-after sneakers and clothing on the market, from Jordans, Dunks, V-Lone, Essentials, and much more. The Villa provides the hottest items at the best prices, emphasis on the best prices. Whether you're from America or across the world, the Villa ships worldwide, giving people from all over the chance to get their hands on the most popular brands and fashion items. The Juice Crew Podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.